Hello everyone. Typically my videos are about everything that's wrong with people who are either sensationally stupid or ideologically evil, but not this time. This one is going to be about good people who do the right thing. A few years ago now I did a video called The Good Parent, which was about a mother who was overfeeding her child and of course blaming genetics, blaming the peer pressure of his school friends, blaming everyone else but herself for why her 5-year-old son weighed as much as the average 17-year-old. As part of the preamble to that video, I talked about the difference between a good parent and a responsible parent. A good parent being the parent who makes their child happy, and a responsible parent who does what's best for their child, even if the child might not like it at that moment. The parents in this story are responsible parents who are going to teach their child a valuable life lesson, even if she can't see it right now, even if we can't see it right now. Another reason I was inspired to make this video is because of the amount of times I've seen court cases where 17-year-old son, for example, has committed an appalling crime like murder, and all you can hear from the mother in court is, "But that's my son." Speaking of which, in this story I'm going to give the father a score of 10 out of 10, the mother 8.5 out of 10. As we proceed, I'll point out where she loses some points and why. Just before I hit play, please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Leave a comment below, hit the like button, and as I'm a demonetised channel, due to my opposition to things like 157 genders and because of my support of Donald Trump over the years, your support, especially if you sign on for a couple of dollars per month on either PayPal or Patreon, is always hugely appreciated. Okay, on with the video. This dad is about to discover that his 11-year-old daughter has made a prank call to 911, claiming that her friend has been kidnapped by a man in a white van.
Hi there, how you doing? Is this your residence, sir?
This is.
Do you have a daughter or a child at the home named by Lily Lee?
No.
No?
Anybody home?
Yeah, my wife, my kids. We just got home from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I have an Ava and a Mikey.
An Ava and a Mikey?
Yep.
1 Delta 5
Would you like to see them?
Can you advise that PX
sorry,
parking in, please?
Lily Lee. How old is she? There's only one girl running around here besides Ava, I think.
What was last for?
Yeah, he's getting that phone number that we got a 911 call from. It sounded like a young female, so, and we're just trying to verify.
So, 348?
Not me.
No?
No. The only 38673. Everything else is.
Okay.
If you'd like to see my
If you don't mind,
Yep.
just that way we can just cross that off our keys.
So it is his daughter Ava.
I'm going to ask my daughter if she knows her. There's only one girl that runs around here. She has blonde hair and she's always on a quad.
Yep, it came back to this address as like a phase 2 location.
That's the only one right there that would be on Poppy Lane with kids besides me. They're about 75. He has not yet moved in, Bob.
Okay.
So this
That
house,
house, but
That one. Okay.
it might be the house, it may be the garage, because I know they live inside the garage, but I think they only have boys.
Okay.
My wife knows both of them.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt your grass mowing.
What?
Sorry to interrupt your grass
No,
mowing.
don't. I got home from Pennsylvania at 2 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I saw the way this looked. Let me grab my kid.
Of course.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here for a moment. Slobbering citizens take note. See how even though this guy knows he's done nothing, he believes his family has done nothing, he's cooperative, he wants to help, and he's even happy to bring his wife and children out to assist the police in their investigation. No conflict, no drama, no get off my property, and no one being put in handcuffs because they appear to pose a risk to anyone. I bring that up because it helps demonstrate how slobbering citizens make everything go badly for themselves more than anyone else.
The 911 call?
Yeah, so somebody called in, or well, they texted.
Sorry, I'm in my pajamas.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Someone texted into 911 that someone was getting kidnapped and they were on the interstate, but then when they went and did like a location on the phone, the address was showing up here.
What is Ava's 386 number? I forgot about that.
And so, and it was coming from this number, and it was saying that a friend was getting kidnapped from the Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and then said that it was on 95, involving a blue Jeep and a van. So, but then when they did the location of phone, that's what brought us to your house.
So this phone number was set for Ava like a couple of months ago.
Okay.
We've had it off.
What about the call log
It
for the
just gave it
930?
to her
Going
like
through the entire
5
phone.
days ago.
So the father just said a moment ago, oh, I forgot about that number. So I have to assume in his mind he's now onto it already and knows that it's his daughter that's done it.
Yep. Central is on the phone.
You
I don't
didn't text anybody. You didn't accidentally push the power button 3 times and get to 911. No.
No.
I didn't text 911.
I don't know how you text 911, but I forgot all about her phone because we haven't had it on in months.
I know we literally have had it shut off. We had like a free line opportunity like months ago and have not and turned it on and have all these calls coming in that we don't know.
Sheriff,
So
would you like a bottle of water?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm good.
go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so all these other numbers, so there's a phone call out to 911.
I'm just going to jump in there again. The mother mentioned there were all these calls coming in that we didn't know. Now that's going to come up again later.
Phone call out to
Yeah.
911? What time?
That's her
There's one
call.
right
That's
here.
her calling it.
There's 911 again
Or
right there.
This phone was called.
These numbers calling back in are no caller ID.
You did.
Well, there's 3 different times of 911 was called out from this phone.
9:30 a.m.
Yep.
That was the initial call.
Twice.
No, I didn't mean to call that because I.
But you did.
20 seconds long on the first time. Second one call was canceled. Is that 911 also right there?
The no caller IDs are probably us trying to call.
Well,
but this is
that's
an outcoming.
the red or the white one's her. It's her calling, and the red one's
35 seconds. No
Sure.
caller ID.
When did I'm just so confused. I'm sorry. When did you got a message about an interstate?
So there was a text message from someone saying they were behind a car
Could I call this
who
back?
was kidnapped.
That's
Their friend was kidnapped from a Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and they were on the interstate behind the car.
What time is this?
This
Today?
is this is today. This
Oh,
is
we
actively
got
going on
home
right
at
now.
2:30 in the morning,
Okay.
so we were here the whole time since 2:30.
So she's done this from home, obviously, yeah, without her parents' knowledge. Also, too, you see that the parents are really honest in that he said earlier, yeah, we just got home from Pennsylvania at around 2 in the morning, and the wife, having not heard what the father said, completely confirmed the same story. So they're both being completely honest, telling the truth up front. Both parents have turned to the daughter and said already, yeah, well, we can see that you did this. There's no, oh, no, we don't know anything about that, or being protective of the daughter. They're just, going along, trying to get to the bottom of it.
We were on the interstate coming
Hey,
home from
everything's showing that
Pennsylvania.
Right.
you called
But
out.
we showed up here like 2:10, 2:15
Okay.
And we went to bed.
But these 911 calls
for this
out.
morning.
Yeah, this isn't particularly relevant to the story. But do you notice the disparity between the physiques of the two parents? You've got the father out mowing the lawn. He's slim, he's fairly athletic looking, he's fit. Whereas the mother, let's say she's a bit on the horizontally challenged side. You see it a lot, don't you?
You were calling 911? You were. Don't look surprised. You did. You
Did
did
you?
it on your phone.
Did they say anything to you? No one said anything to you?
Did you say, Ava, you have to explain what happened here. Something's going on. What did you know? What do you know?
Mikey, go inside. Ava, get your shoes on. Come out here.
I didn't hit anything. Want me to close the door? I just hit.
You're not in trouble.
Go
We
on
just
your
need to
iPad.
know what happened. I need to know and understand because this is like weird.
Because we got to make sure that there's not somebody that's being kidnapped on the interstate and we're trying to find them. And all of
Open
a
your
sudden-
mouth if you said
So-
something on the phone.
I didn't say anything.
There's that old saying, isn't there? How do you know that your kids are lying? Their mouth's moving. So it's funny that the father actually said that because it kind of works in the opposite to that adage, doesn't it?
Everything on your phone is telling me that you made a phone call to 911.
But I didn't talk.
Why did you make a call to 911?
Because it kept popping up. I didn't know what it was.
No, you made the initial call. Right there. You made the first call at 9:24 a.m. and canceled it. Then you called again at 9:30 a.m. Then they called you back at 9:42. And that was a 48-second conversation.
So what did you say? What did they say? Who was it?
Do they have this recorded?
Mm-hmm.
Could I hear it?
I can't record it. I can't hear it from my own end, but they do have it at our dispatchers.
The call notes that we had from the 9:30 conversation when she called in, she said that she was sorry, she called by accident, and that there was no emergency.
Okay, I can see how the police still have to follow up and expend said resources, but at the same time I'd argue that there's mitigation there in that even from an 11-year-old there's a realisation that, oh shit, I've done a bad thing, I need to try and back out of this. So she's not completely thoughtless.
All right, Miss Ava, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have the lawyer present during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before my questioning if you wish.
We're reading her rights.
Because you did something fucking stupid!
Right.
Go, Dad. Fuck yeah. That's just so awesome. There's no protecting of her. He's just laying it out truthfully, honestly, making her take responsibility despite the fact that she's only 11.
Let me explain something here, okay? You can cry about this. That what you've done here is a felony, okay? It's a felony crime, and you probably had 20 law enforcement officers at least, a helicopter, and all running with lights and siren on high speed to try to apprehend or try to stop a serious forcible felony from happening. Do you know what happens if one of those officers crashes and gets killed on the way to responding to something that you did as a joke?
This is where I want to admit, or I don't really want to admit, but I'm going to a similar stupid thing I did when I was the same age as her. I don't know for sure if I was 11 or 12, but I was roughly the same age. It's embarrassing for me to speak of this to the world, but I'm going to, because whilst I think it's completely appropriate to describe to her the consequences of her actions, she is of course going to be asked what motivated her to do it, and she's not going to be able to explain. I really understand her inability to be unable to explain, because what I did, I had no explanation for either. Other than, now that I'm older, I can only explain it by saying I must have felt some desire at the time to draw attention to myself. So the stupid thing I did when I was her age is that whilst we were on summer holidays, I got my sister to ring up a couple of the girls from school and tell them that I'd been killed in a car accident. This led to the girls being really upset and crying. And of course, the consequences that I couldn't foresee at that age was their parents calling my parents, and boy was I in a heap of trouble. In my case, it didn't involve the police, but it certainly involved me having a pretty sore ass from the thorough strapping I got from my stepfather. Anyway, putting that embarrassing anecdote behind me, let's continue.
So you better take this serious. Can she ask her questions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not done yet with reading this. I'm just going to start from the beginning, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have a lawyer present during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before my questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand each of these rights as I've explained them to you? Do you want to talk to us now?
And he's going to give you a form, a juvenile rights form. And
You are going to listen to this word for word and pay attention.
Wow, the father, he is just so onto it. Of course, this is America. I'm in Australia. I don't actually fully know or understand what the laws would be when it comes to arresting a juvenile, particularly an 11-year-old. I'm assuming here it must be legal, but even if it weren't, I'm really impressed how the parents are just impressing upon her how serious this is.
is she diagnosed with any kind of mental health issues or anything like that? Okay, what is her diagnosis?
She has ADD, she has a learning disorder.
Okay.
They all do, don't
Because
they?
what I want to know basically is how did we get to where we made a decision to do something like this today? Maybe you can help us with that, as to what the intent was here, or what, how we got the idea to do it, or...
Too much freedom on the phone the last few days. We were on vacation. We went to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well done, Mum.
We left on Friday from here, and we just had a long road trip home, and she was on the phone in the back of the car the whole day, and she got, yesterday morning, we gave her friends her phone number, and everybody all of a sudden got her phone number yesterday morning. My mom had it.
Did she just get this
For
phone?
the first
Yes,
time.
back. Well, she had the phone for probably 3 days, and we took it away from
Has she
her.
ever done something like this before?
Never.
Okay, so here's your chance to explain yourself. Keep in mind, I've had thousands of people try to lie to me. So if you lie to me, we're going to be done. We're going to be done talking. So explain to me where your mind was and what happened today and what you did.
Again, this gets back to what I said before, she won't be able to explain. I couldn't explain. As I said, I get why he's asking her to explain, but I would hope that he realises that she can't really explain it.
Speak up. Speak up.
Louder.
So we can all hear you. I guarantee when you're talking to your friends, you're as loud as can be. Don't be a little mouse now. Speak up. I want to be able to hear you.
I said that all, but then I'm scared that I'm like this. So then I texted her and say this all, but then
Okay, you're talking around. So what were you trying to accomplish by? Did you get on a text and say that somebody was kidnapped? Okay. How did you come up with the location of where to tell them that you were?
Text on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can you go get her phone?
We have her phone.
Okay.
I did.
Did you have signed a
She
consent?
deleted it. Good. There's deleted messages.
Why did you
How do you get to deleted messages on
Why
a
did you
phone?
make this up though? Like, where did it come from? What made you think this? Were you scared at any time? Did you see something?
How do you get to deleted messages on a whole phone? I don't even want to look at her right now.
So you deleted these messages. Would you be willing to give us consent to take her phone and have it done? Okay, let's fill out an electronic consent form and.
I've got the passcode for it too.
Notice that the father said, I don't want to even look at her right now. That would really hit the child pretty hard and really drive home, again, the seriousness of what she's done, and also to how she's actually really upset her own parents, her own family. This is a really great lesson for this child. My guess is that she will never do something like this ever again.
They already gave it to us.
I'll tell you a weird
I'm
thing
gonna put
with
this on airplane mode.
When did we get our T-Mobile account? It had to be over a year ago.
It was February of 2022.
Okay, so this is where I said I'm going to take a few points away from the mother, because I believe here she's going to divert to something that's really irrelevant. And I had to wonder, why is she doing this? And this is where I feel she's going into protection mode. She's trying to rationalise, she's trying to come up with an excuse for why her daughter might have done this.
We
I
switched
just
from
broke my phone out,
AT&T to
just out of
T-Mobile.
So this is who you have as your mobile service now, is T-Mobile?
And
Okay.
we had a free phone line. And because with the package,
I just
that
put
was
it on
4
airplane
lines.
mode,
So I
it's
said,
not
you know what?
connected to this
That was
right
my
now.
old phone. I got a new
He's gonna
phone.
have you
I
sign
said,
a
give it to
consent
her, it'll
form.
be her phone
We'll
when
get the
she's ready.
passcode for the phone
I
from
didn't
you,
like the
and
first
then
couple
they
of
can,
days the way things were going. I literally shut that phone off because it was free and it
got
was
the
been
passcode,
sitting in
We
my
have the
laptop briefcase since we had that. And then today, like right before vacation, we were going through our stuff in the closet and I said, she wanted her phone and she asked and I said, okay. And I said, you can have it. And then she had a lot of freedom on it in the road trip. Clearly.
What else?
And that's
What
where
else are
we're
we
at.
gonna find on that phone?
What else did you do wrong that they are going to see on that phone? I'm handing them the phone. If there is a problem, they are going to find it.
Dad, he's pretty strict, isn't he? I really like him a lot. He's a good dad. He's a really good dad, this guy.
Where did you figure out where to text this information to, saying that somebody was kidnapped? How did you figure out how to do that? Okay, you dial 911 first?
You guys won't delete anything.
So I'll explain what happened. We got a 911 call earlier.
Today.
Right, and then said, oh no, I made a mistake, or was it something?
I think it was, sorry, I dialed the wrong number
Sorry,
and it
dialed the wrong
disconnected.
number. So she's building herself up to doing this. And then that was the disconnect. And then the text of the whole kidnapping and somebody with a gun and somebody started at a different location. Where did you say it started at?
That's interesting because you would have assumed from the earlier part of the conversation that the call to say, look, there's no emergency was after she had the regret and just wanted to get rid of it all. Whereas now there seems to be this suggestion that she rang up and tried to cancel it all, but then sent the message about the kidnapping. That's really odd.
Okay, where at Palm Coast? Okay, how'd you come up with that? It's an awful elaborate plan here to just say it just popped in your head.
Yeah.
Did you see something somewhere? Did somebody
You need
do
to
this and save it? Like, where did this come from? I'm really confused.
Ava, you need to tell the exact truth. I don't want a story. I don't care what it is. I want the exact truth.
You can't make this go away by being quiet. The only thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to end up in a pair of handcuffs going to our juvenile facility. I'm not going to mince any words with you. That's a very distinct possibility of what can happen here today. Don't look at your mother. She didn't have any part in this. This was all you.
Yep.
Yesterday, my brother said something that
Again, I'm just going to jump in for a moment. I don't believe that the officer needed to intervene there. I think the dad was actually doing a mighty fine job just on his own. You've already said enough. I don't think he needed to jump in there and drive it home any further.
just made me pop in my head that I ended up doing it today and doing all this. And
Was he part of planning this with you?
no, he just said it, and then
What did he say?
he said, let's dial 911.
This is your brother?
Yeah, he said it yesterday.
You wanna get him?
Let's dial 911.
Well, we can when we're done. Well, you go wait a minute, but
I call bullshit.
And then I said, no, we can't have it. And we can't have it.
I don't know about that, Dad. That is actually possible. I think the younger brother's like 7 or 8. She may have initially come up with the idea, but I can believe that a 7 or 8-year-old would easily go along with his big sister's idea and say, yeah, call 911. I could believe that.
This morning, and then I just
so you're trying to blame this on your brother?
you could ask me.
Did he was he with you when you made this call?
That's another reason there why I believe that the younger brother may have said, yeah, call 911. Not that he's responsible in any way or that he was a part of it, but after her being called out in such a way here, for her to say, you can ask him, that would suggest to me that he did actually say that, because I find it hard to believe that at this stage she would lie further.
No.
Okay, was he with you when you made these texts?
No.
Okay, then you did this. You were on your own for this. And if your brother's 7 years old, you're not going to blame your 7-year-old brother for this.
He could have easily left the room and then she did it. Just because she did that on her own doesn't mean that he didn't say that.
This was all your decision. Okay.
To call 911 to do what? What did he say to call 911?
No, it wasn't Mikey's idea. He just went along with his big sister. So, okay, yeah, she is bullshitting there again. So,
So can I ask?
What if
was
he told you to
something
go up on the roof
1,
and
2,
jump off the roof? Would you do that? So what's the difference?
This was your choice.
that's true.
Where was your brain when you came to the point and said, let's make a call on 911? It was a 42-second call.
So I'm gonna explain to you what she said to them, since she's not gonna do it. She said that someone was abducted, basically at gunpoint, from the Chick-fil-A up in Palm Coast. That the person was following a van that the other person was being held in, and they were on I-95, and then said they were pulled over on the side of I-95 at the 234 mile marker, which seems awful specific, which is almost to the South County line. So we not only had Port Orange Police Department, New Smyrna Police Department, Edgewater Police Department, Volusia Sheriff's Office, Brevard Sheriff's Office, because it was so close to the county line, to include a helicopter, Florida Highway Patrol, probably no less than 24 law enforcement officers that are all lights and siren running to, because a kidnapping is probably the most serious 911 call we would ever get. And with the information that was being given, it gave the optics that it was legitimate at first, you know?
So I have something really weird with that phone. When we first got that.
Okay, here's the part where I said that she comes up with this irrational sort of diversion, excuse-making scenario that really just has nothing to do with the situation at hand.
The phone kept ringing non-stop, ringing in to me. And I was picking it up, and there was like people talking, and like I'm like hello, and like non-stop, like I mean every 4 seconds there was a call coming in with random numbers, and I didn't know that. And I was hitting block contact. Like as soon as we got that phone number.
Today.
So what I'm saying is when I picked up the phone, when we first charged that phone a few days ago, the phone was ringing non-stop again, right? I don't know. Something's up with that phone line.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with what she did. This is why I say that she's trying to make some excuse or mitigate her daughter's action somehow. Now, don't get me wrong. The mother has been fully on side with the father. She's been great. She's been probably better than any mother I've seen in this situation on video. But again, yeah, why are you going there? It's got nothing to do with what she did.
Well, she said that she did it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it has nothing to do with that. I mean, you get phone numbers that have belonged to people that have some different activity, but it has nothing to do with. She's already told us that she did this.
Yeah. Did
What was?
call you and say something to you?
What were you? What were you planning on happening out of this?
Nothing. She's just a kid.
Well, what did you think was going to happen when you said somebody was kidnapped and somebody had a gun? What did you think was going to happen?
She doesn't know what was going to happen. You should know that she doesn't know what was going to happen, that an 11-year-old can't comprehend the consequences of some stupid action that they may do when they're a child. This part of the thing with the officer, yeah, I don't get where he's going with that.
Well, did you have any thoughts about how much of the law enforcement resources in this area you were going to take up?
No.
By doing that?
No, she's only 11.
Probably never thought of that, right? Did you think of the men and women that have families at home that are driving 90 or 100 miles an hour with their lights and siren on, trying to save somebody who's a victim of an armed kidnapping, that they could be involved in a traffic crash and be seriously injured or killed because you wanted to make a joke? Does that seem funny to you? Would that be funny if that happened? Because I can tell you that would be even more serious than what you're looking at right now.
You physically see your father walk up to sheriffs, military, everybody, thank you for your service. And then you do shit like this? I want to know the exact way that you made up the story. I want to know where you heard the story. I want to know how it came into your head.
So take a minute and think about it. And I promise if you lie again, we're just going to take you with us, and then your parents are going to have to come pick you up from the juvenile facility. That may happen anyway. I'm not going to lie to you. This is about as serious as...
What?
Did you get mom and dad's info?
Okay, but he said to call 911. I'll get Mikey, but that has nothing to do with it.
Sir, could I grab you and your wife's information here real quick? What's your first name?
Michael?
Here, Amanda. There's that. Hey.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Deep breaths. Listen,
Don't make this. Don't make this. So stop. Listen to me.
Relax your head.
Relax your
Here,
fingers.
you're
There we
holding
go.
my hands. All right.
Stop.
Notice how the father just doesn't react. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say, hey, you know, you're hurting my daughter, or don't do that to my daughter. He just lets her cop it sweet.
There's plenty of room there, okay? Shouldn't be hurting unless you're like squirming around, okay?
Yep.
Yep, don't be scared. We're not going to hurt you, okay? We're just securing you because this is per our policy, okay?
Listen carefully what's going to happen here. No one's going to hurt you. You're going to sit in the car for now, okay? If you go somewhere, what it's going to involve is taking pictures, taking fingerprints, and then they're going to call your parents to come and get you. So,
Given her situation and given that she just screamed and freaked out, I'm actually impressed with her, how quickly she calms down and takes it and resigns herself to actually what she's done and what's happening.
don't make the situation any worse. They'll be up shortly after
They
that.
go in the car?
No, you can't go in the car.
You can cuff me if you have to.
It can't. It just can't happen.
He's gonna meet you out there.
No, please.
But anyway, she's
Dude,
gonna
I
go
would do anything to go in the car with you right now.
So they're going to be right here. They're not going anywhere. You're going to sit right here. We're not leaving right now. We're not going to leave until paperwork and things like that are done. So
It'll
stay
take a while.
calm. You can talk to your parents. We can open the window and let you talk to them. Nothing's going to happen to you. Do you understand that? Okay.
Good.
I'm telling you this right now. You're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not gonna do this again.
Man, he is just the best father ever. I just love this bloke. He is brilliant.
You know, Ava, this is going to be an opportunity for you to turn this into a learning experience.
Look, I've never seen the actual stats myself, but I've heard many times from people that I find credible that over 80% of the prison population come from fatherless homes, and it's not hard to see why that is, because sadly women just seem to have this propensity to try and shield their children from everything, not realising that protecting their children from harm is correct, but shielding their children from responsibility isn't. Again, earlier I said 8.5 to the mother, and that's only because of her irrational, irrelevant postulations about spam calls. But again, this one is actually a pretty good mum as well. Her daughter is currently being arrested as an 11-year-old, and she's not having a fucking meltdown. Perhaps things would be different if the father wasn't present, and maybe she's deferring to him for disciplining of their children. But I'd argue this is precisely the time when the father is the boss of the house. There's plenty of times where the woman can be, but sorry ladies, this is a father's moment, generally speaking.
It's not something you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life, okay? It's not something you're going to go to prison for. It's not something you're going to spend time in jail for. This is a chance for you to learn from this. You understand that? Okay, so don't make this any worse than what it is right now. Stay calm. I'm going to let your father, your mother talk to you at the window.
What? You're going to get shoes on in a second. I'm going to get your shoes.
Sir,
They
would you
will-
care if we went ahead and put her in the car? I don't know if your 7-year-old wants to witness her in handcuffs or not, or if you
Mike,
think it would be a
in the house.
learning experience.
In the house.
I want my
I
mom
didn't even
to come
realize
with
they
me.
walked out. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
She can't be in the car with you though.
Why?
But
Can she
So, but if you
follow
want to
us?
stay next to the car, talk
yeah,
to her.
they'll meet us out there. Basically, they're
Should
going
we
to take your
take her up
fingerprints.
the black tag?
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and you want to discuss it in the car. There's air conditioning in it. Oh, yeah.
Sit her here up
Yeah, let's get some shoes on her.
You just stand right
down
here.
right there. Don't you move, don't do something, nothing.
Got it? All right. I'm just going to check you real quick. Do you have anything on you that might stick, poke, or hurt me in any way? Any shorts have pockets or anything? All right. Just going to check around your belt line, okay? All right. We'll go ahead and go in the back over here. Okay. You just sit back here. If you need a hand, I'm happy to help you.
Huh?
I can help you in any way if you have trouble getting in. All right. Okay. probably be a little bit cooler if you sit in front of the grate there. Okay. All right, I left the cats a little bit loose, but don't try to slip them or anything like that, okay? All right. Yeah.
She was charged with a felony for making a false police report about a violent crime and a misdemeanor for misuse of 911. She was processed at a family resource center, then held at the County Juvenile Detention Center. Less than a week later, a judge allowed her to go home under her parents' supervision.
I'm actually shocked that she was held overnight, let alone a few days. In that sense, I think the cops, especially Officer Porky, may have taken things a little bit far. But hey, Officer Porky was called to a Chick-fil-A for reasons other than eating. But in all seriousness, a couple of days in juvie wouldn't have done her sense of responsibility any harm either. Just before I go, two things. One, let's bring race into it for a minute. How many times have you heard the whole, "Oh, you're just arresting me because I'm black, you white racist cop"? Yeah, that's right, plenty of times. But here's the white 11-year-old girl getting at least a couple of days in juvie. Recently I saw a video of a black family where the 18 or 19-year-old son was being arrested, on an active warrant mind you, and the whole fucking family was out on the street with the "how dare you arrest him" bullshit, to the point where the father was also arrested and the mother and the brother came within a micro-pube of also being arrested themselves. That's how badly they behaved. Final point, I think these parents, yes, even the mother, but especially the father, are the best parents this girl could ever have. My money is on her growing up to be a really level-headed, responsible adult who ends up really appreciating the upbringing her parents gave her, and that in a few years' time they all end up sitting around the dinner table at Thanksgiving going, "Hey, remember that time when Ava," with a small amount of embarrassment but a lot of good humour. I know this video was a bit of a long one, but if you made it all the way, thanks for watching everyone.